What's the things that stand out that you guys do not like about Throne of Liberty? I mean, we're all playing the game. Also, the fact that you can also auto-target mobs near you is Aylin, I'm gonna have to show you, you don't know how to do your settings right. So we're about to show you targeting. I'm gonna start from the very beginning of targeting for PvE and the targeting for PvP. Player versus environment, as well as player versus player. Thank you so much for the follow. All right, let's go ahead and dive in, and we're gonna show you what it's all about live on stream. So on this YouTube video, we're going to show you what it looks like to do PvE first. All right, so we're going to go ahead and basically make sure we have the settings set up for PvE. This is circular by distance. This is the closest to you. Anytime you basically do a target, and this is basically on the actual settings here for shortcuts, under your character, if you want to look for a target, this is going to be the button, change target. This is going to be your change target, and this specific change target is the same thing as under target, this section right here called target. So when you click the mouse button 4 that I have, this is going to allow this to happen. And so what this is going to happen is I'm going to be able to target the closest target. It means I'm going to hit PvE and PvP at the same time. So if you're PvPing and you have circle search by distance, you are screwed in PvP. This is really good for PvE because you're just going to hit the nearest PvE monsters and there's no PvP nearby, so this works. So again, your target selection method, this target location is located in this under shortcuts, and you'll see change target. So this is going to be part of that. So if you want to target better, this is going to give you that opportunity. Now let's go ahead and talk about the next phases. So when you go to target and you want to basically have these selections, this is going to give you cancel selection by ground. So we're going to take advantage of these two systems, and so you guys can see what this does. So right now with my mouse, I'm going to select this little button, and you're going to see it's going to select all the different targets. My mouse is not over a monster, so if I left click, I'll cancel. So you'll see I'll keep selecting the closest person, so you can see the logic of what's happening here. I can target people by running up to them and getting a close target. By canceling and retargeting, it will select the closest target. If I click twice, it will go closest. It will skip the closest one, go to the next one, and then go to the next closest one. So if you know the distance based on visuals, you can click 3 clicks of target and select the person of your interest at any given moment. And so that's the example of how the target system works with the left click cancel on the ground. The left click cancel on the ground is the same thing as pressing escape. So if I go move my mouse and press the escape button, it's the same thing. I like the left click on the floor because I do this very quick. All right, now that's that example. Let's go to the deeper example. Under this section, you're going to see there's auto targeting when attacking. That means if I select this skill here, if I didn't have these on, okay, this would be, if I want to attack, it will say selecting a target. I'm pressing 1, 2, 3, and I can't do anything. I have to physically target either with the mouse button 4, which is on my hotkey, or I have to manually left click on the monster to then attack. So if I click target, and then I click attack, this allows you to take advantage of that, right? There's a faster way now. The faster way is I can take advantage of these two systems. Let's take advantage of this first system. Auto target when your mouse over attacking without a target. So I don't have a target, but if my mouse over and it highlights this person, I can then move my mouse over it, and then I'm not clicking the target button. I can press Q, and it'll actually target and start attacking the person I have moused over. So why is that important? For a lot of you who are playing as like wand daggers or whoever trying to look for the largest AoE, you move your mouse over the biggest clump, and then you do your attack that is the biggest AoE moveset. Cancel the target that is a single target, move your mouse over the biggest clump, and click this skill so you can hit that big ass clump. And that's how you take advantage of selecting the zoning that you want, okay? So that's the actual ability for auto target mouse over when attacking without a target. The next part is auto target nearest enemy without having a target. Obviously you need to be circle search by distance. It's a similar design right here. This is for PvE. And so now you're going to take advantage of this next moveset. All you're going to do is literally, I'm not going to use the mouse anymore. So you'll see my mouse is up in the air, not utilizing it. And all I'm going to do is press 1, and it'll target the nearest monster. And if you guys are seeing that I'm not using my mouse, this is going to allow me to target anything and everything. I'm now basically a moving bot. And so that's the example. Now let's basically have action mode, okay? Even on action mode it works. And when I'm talking about action mode, it does exactly the same thing on action mode. And so this is going to give you that chance. Cancel on ground is classic mode only. Actually, let's double check. I don't think that's cancel on mode. What are you talking about? It's working just right now, mans. I'm on classic mode right now. And it's working just fine. Let's say right now I want to kill this target. I'm targeted this thing. I left click, I cancel. This is classic mode. So classic mode and action mode works just fine. Okay, now let's go talk to the next thing. The settings is disabled for me on classic. Weird. You have to select this, maybe? So now let's talk about PvP. Target selection method. This is something very important for all of you out there that actually want to be a Giga Chad in PvP. If you don't do this, I don't think you'll be able to compete against players like me. You will get your ass kicked. So you're going to select this one, search by order of priority. And you're going to be selecting this in order to make sure you understand. It goes from the top to bottom. If you select attacking players, that means if a tank hits you, you are now targeting a tank. If you are a DPS champion and you decide to target a tank permanently, it's because you selected attacking players, and the devs have set this as default, which is really bad. You need to unselect that. And what's going to happen is you want us to unselect anything that has monsters included in here. So you remove everything but these two. You don't need a hostile guild. You don't need to worry about that. You're always going to be targeting basically feuded players and hostile guilds. Hostile players is also selected because you want to target players. Now, there's very uniqueness happening with hostile guilds. I'll explain the logic. Why I don't like hostile guild, it means if there's a tank in front of me, it's a hostile tank. I wish hostile guilds was prioritized right below feuded players. If feuded players went up to priority 3 and hostile guilds went to 4, it would allow, it's really f***ed up to say this, but it would allow guilds outside of your alliance to be in the same team again. But they did this to prevent people from the outside from teaming together. So I still hit anybody that is supposed to be on our 5th alliance or 6th alliance, right? So that's the issue with accepting this. You're going to be targeting tanks again. So when you do feuded players, I'm going to select designated players on purpose. And you'll see here under my feud list, this was when we did basically a GVG fight. I will go to done for the day, and then I'll actually select the specific players that I want to feud. And when you feud a staff wand, a staff bow, I will select these specific feuds all across the board that matter, and the people that don't matter, like as shield and wand players, I don't care about them. I don't want to basically hit them. I'm going to turn them into an interest. And when I select them as an interest, the only people I want to interest is those people that are guardians, or feud them. So that way, if they get close to the actual boonstone, I know who can actually scribe on it and who do I need to kill. And so these are the only interests that I have done. And then all the players that I've feuded. So if you were a greatsword dagger, you can feud dedicated players that you know you can 100 to 0, and you don't have to worry about targeting the squishies. You've targeted 20 people under the feud list in a fight that you are going to prioritize and do a lot of work on. So when you go back to your target mechanism, every single time you've seen that feuded player nearby, it will target them, auto attack them, and kill them. You left click on the floor if they get too far, and you start hitting the closest hostile player, or you mouse over the biggest clump that you want to target, and you basically select that zone, and you do a skill in that zone to take advantage of that fat clump that you just did attack damage to. And that's the example on how to take advantage of PvP, because when you go to the target system, you won't target any more monsters. So when this is off on search by order of priority, I can't hit a single monster ever again. I'm spamming skills and it says select a target. And so if I want to be in PvP and PvE, this allows me to be prior PvP, but as soon as the PvP is over and there's no players nearby, I just move my mouse over and then I target each mob manually on purpose in a PvP PvE zone. So if you're thinking, well, Arshee, I'm never going to target monsters with this, you just move your mouse over it. And now you can target monsters while dealing with PvP. If you have to target a player that's coming nearby and you accidentally have a monster selected, you can left click the floor and target the nearest player. And that's how we take advantage of PvP over players that don't know how to do the target selection method. And that's basically how you take advantage of PvE and PvP. That's the tech. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. At the same time, you can see me live on Twitch if you want to basically learn more on anything TNL. See you guys next time. Love you guys.